What's going on, chat? Today we got NBA highlights for basketball nerds. You feel me? I just wanted to react to it. I don't know how good this is gonna be, but I'm assuming it's gonna be like some pretty cool plays and shit, or at least that I fuck with. I wouldn't say I'm a basketball nerd, but I have a pretty solid IQ for the game when I was playing and things like that. So fuck
NBA
it.
nerd highlights, where instead of fast break dunks and ankle breakers, we focus on the nerdier stuff. The high IQ passes, defensive rotations, beautiful
High IQ passes. That's what I live for, chat. And the defensive rotations, and the ball movement,
set plays.
and the
Let's
cuts.
start off with Asar Thompson guarding Jalen Brunson here, and he gets switched off of him, but
Okay.
he's going to ignore this cut by Landry Shamet and help shut off this Brunson penetration, and now has to recover back to Shamet. He somehow gets there
That's
to take
good
away the
defense.
first look, but Landry creates some space with a nice step back, and it doesn't matter because Asar is sending that into the bleachers. We got to see that one in full speed.
I've been
This guy
seeing
is
this clip like
freaky,
20
and he
million
will be
times when this
returning
first
later
happened,
in this
chat, I ain't
video.
gonna lie.
Really fun possession
great
in the
defense.
Nuggets Thunder game where Brown is the primary matchup on Shea, but this pick and roll causes a switch, and now
Okay.
Brown is just going to totally ignore Jay Will and stay to shut off this drop.
By the way, chat, I don't necessarily think that like what Asar Thompson did, where he ignored the cutter completely, and what Braun is doing. I don't think that's necessarily a great idea, because if you have a really good passer that can manipulate the defense well, like Luka or Jokic, even Jason Tatum or like Trae Young, LeBron does it sometimes, Tyrese Halliburton. This guy can manipulate this defender to coming in right here for the help and deliver a laser right in between these two defenders to the corner for open three. You feel me? And it's just like, that's an easy bucket.
So Shea swings it.
That's why I'm a fan of the jump pass. A lot of coaches will tell you not to jump pass. Then again, who am I? But I do the jump pass. Tyrese Halliburton does the jump pass. If you jump and look at this guy right here, 9 times out of 10, this defender will automatically drop to him because you're looking at him and you're in the air. And once you're in the air, you can only pass the ball or shoot it, but you're obviously not going to shoot it. So the only thing you could do is pass it. And the defender knows that. So 9 times out of 10, they're going to run right here if you look at them and pretend like you're passing it, and then boom, like a little ball fake type thing while you're in there. You feel me? That's why I really love jump passing.
And the Nuggets do a great job scrambling out. There's no advantage, so it's just right back to Shea. And again, they try
that's
to
good
get
defense,
Brown
though.
off of him, but he's not really switching off, and then fully commits to the double on the drive. And watch Shea go right into Murray's chest, spin into Brown, and somehow hold onto the ball, not get tripped up by all these feet, and gets it to McCain. Now, Cam Johnson is
can't believe
splitting
they
the
didn't get a
difference
turnover
between
off this.
Caruso and McCain, but with McCain spotting up like 4 feet behind the line, Cam really has no chance to bother the shot on the closeout. McCain buries it. What a pickup for the Thunder. What a play by
Literally.
Shea. What a fun defensive strategy
That was
by
a
the
good move
Nuggets.
by
What a
Shea, though.
possession
I ain't
of
gonna lie, chat.
basketball. This Celtics-Lakers game had playoff
I was
energy.
watching that game, he
Ugo
was hooping.
pressuring LeBron the whole way, and LeBron tries to turn the corner, but look at the stunt from Jordan Walsh. Get 2 hands on the ball, and if he doesn't do that, I think LeBron might just have a layup, but he has to gather the ball, and now the help is there, so he dumps it off instead. And now Ugo jumps at the pump fake, and I think Walsh jumps early too, but then finds the ball on the way down. That is an incredible play. White wins the loose ball, and Jordan Walsh throw
good
a better
defense.
pass. That was the
this
nerd
is kind
highlight
of a
the
mid-clip,
year.
though,
Very
chat.
upset
I ain't
about that
gonna lie.
turnover, but great defensive sequence from him nonetheless. Just beautiful. I really like this ATO from the Knicks, where the Spurs switch this first screen, and then as this second screen hits, Josh Hart is going to flash, and Jalen Brunson's going to cut looking
Oh
for
my
the ball.
God, I
this
love
is called
this play,
blind
chat.
pig, and notice
It's funny
when-
because I was actually watching this game too, and I seen this happen when they called this play. I don't know if it was this game. It might have been a different one actually, but I remember the first time I seen the Knicks run this, I was like, "Oh, what a smart
be
play!"
looking at
I like
Brunson
this one right here.
calling something out to Fox, but
I think no,
up
it
top,
was this game I
Champagne
watched
chases
actually.
over,
It
and
was.
Castle switches onto the ball, so Cat slips free. Wemby's distracted and late. Dunk for Towns. Beauty by Mike Brown. Multiple options there. I really
Yeah.
like what I've seen from Bones
I remember
Highland.
because they called a timeout. Because like Josh Hart was struggling, I believe. Cat was in. Oh, I don't remember Cat doing much, and then they called a timeout, and then they came out and ran. I was like, "What a smart
This
call!"
season. Watch him here talking to Ant, telling him to get to the free throw line and then run off this exit screen. Now this whole side is occupied, and Jaden McDaniels comes up to set a screen and slips out of it, draws Jabari Walker, wide open 3 for Io. Just beautiful basketball, great execution. Bones running the show. Okay, the Wolves
I
were
like that
playing
right
without Naz Reid or Rudy Gobert, so McDaniels had a stretch at the 5. He's guarding the pick and roll in a drop here, which which is just strange to see him in this position. And Maxi gets by Io pretty easily there, so Jaden steps up, and maybe Maxi should throw this toward the rim. I don't know, but he goes with the bounce pass, and now Jaden flips around and meets the big man up top, and he might as well be Rudy Gobert. What in the perfect drop coverage possession was that, and what in the special guest appearance is this? We have Carson from Nerd Sesh here to break down a few plays.
I want to start with one of my favorite plays of the year here. Watch Jordan Walsh perfectly time this corner crash and basically hit Colin Sexton with a pass rush move. He stutter steps, plants that outside foot, and then tosses him aside with a swim move to get back inside for a well-earned putback dunk. This is just a perfect encapsulation of what has made the Celtics great all year. And dare I say, Sexton was not ready to be in pass protection mode, but this is quintessential Jordan Walsh and 2026
That's a W play.
Stuff.
I can't lie.
Nikola Jokic and Christian Braun have a telepathic connection. There was a 4-minute stretch against the Warriors in which Jokic assisted Braun 5 times.
I thought that nigga was about to
no-look touch pass to Brown here, who never stopped sprinting.
I thought that nigga was about to bang that bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
And is rewarded for it. Then here, as Horford helps off of Brown to double Jokic, even as Jokic spins into the double, he finds a way to launch this over top to create a wide-open 3 for his boy. This is another transition connection
he also
where Brown is fed for
and
sprinting the length of the floor as nobody picks him up, and Jokic perfectly leads him with another. Here, they're setting up for an inverted pick and roll.
Chat, bro. If you're like 6'4" and taller, and you can hit open shots, you know how to cut, and you could play defense and get rebounds, bro, gang, you're getting generational wealth in the NBA, chat. You don't have to worry about being that guy. Obviously, you should know how to dribble just in case situations, but you don't have to be the best go-to scorer in a situation like that. Is my shit zoomed in?
But with
or is it just this clip? But you don't have to worry about shit like that because there's always going to be someone. So if you could cut, crash the boards, play good defense, and hit open shots, bro, you won't get taken out of the game, especially if you make free throws
way up on
and
Brown,
don't turn over the ball.
He simply slips to the bucket to punish the overplay as Jokic perfectly threads this bounce pass between the two defenders. And now Brown is handling with Jokic as the screener, and Melton's reckless swipe takes him out of the play, and with a 2-on-1, these two are playing with their food. Brown to Jokic, right back to Brown.
Yeah, that's simple. That's easy.
4 layup assists and a wide open 3 assisted in 4 minutes, coming out of 4 entirely different situations.
We have more from Carson later, but Keon Ellis recently joined the Cavs, and OG wants the ball on the low block here, but Keon's battling, and this catch ends up near the corner. Keon tends to swipe at everything like this. He swipes again, and that one gives OG the lane, but Ellis doesn't give up and gets him from behind. Mobley helping here probably gets OG to change his shot a little bit too, but Cavs are getting interesting now. That's a good team, man. Okay, we need some context here. Josh Hart is a great transition player, and he has this move where he's dribbling with his left hand and then goes pound dribble 1-2 off the wrong foot for a righty layup. This kind of makes it look like he wants to finish on the left side, and also switching up the footwork just makes this harder for defenders to time their jump. But check this one out from a few weeks ago. He's dribbling with that left hand on the right side, and Tobias Harris isn't trying to time up a contest. Instead, he's waiting for Hart to bring the ball up so he can swipe at it. That makes Hart hold onto it just a little bit longer, which means Asar can eat it up and throw it off the glass. This is the first time I've seen Hart get blocked on this move. I'm sure it's happened before, but that's usually an auto bucket, just not against Detroit.
I don't know.
Derek White's a walking nerd highlight. Watch him right here. Shot goes up. He's crashing. Vando grabs it, but White doesn't stop and takes it away. He tries to throw it off Vando, but it stays in play, and now it's just a little touch lob to Vooch, and now watch Hugo Gonzalez seeing Jake LaRavia start down the floor and think, oh yeah, I should pressure this, and then he cuts off this first angle, and you can't be loose with the ball around him. Easy steal for Ugo. Unfortunately, could not finish off with a make, but man, the Celtics are fun to watch.
AJ Debonsa gets a lot of hype. And
we're going college too, huh?
But there's one very specific thing that's arguably his most unique trait that we don't talk about enough. His strides. Look at this possession. AJ gathers above the three-point line, gets around his defender, and glides to the rim in 2 steps.
Oh my
That is absurd.
That was tough, chat.
Is just crazy. He pump fakes, gets past his man, and covers like 9 feet of ground with one hop here. He took off just inside the 3-point line and ends up with a little 11-foot jumper here, somehow still perfectly on balance after taking the biggest step you've ever seen. Don't mind if he just euros around you here, or pump fakes here at the free throw line to then step through and get a layup. This dude has Monstar abilities. He is an actual alien, and a lot of it starts with his strides.
Thank you, Carson.
I feel like a lot of people
AJ
can do that in
Debonsa
NBA
is fun, but I'm
6'7",
actually
but
not sure if he's as fun as the Charlotte Hornets right now. Kobe White is trying to switch on to Dillingham here, and Josh Green is supposed to take Giddey, but then both Dillingham and Green fall to the ground. Now there's space for Giddey to attack, but watch Musa aware of the ball the whole time, rotate down, give me that one, but it goes right to Okoro, and then on the scramble, the corner's open, so Musa and Williams start toward it, leaving Giddey under the rim, but then Musa takes that one away too. Oh my god, he was out of bounds there, but they get the stop. That is the good stuff, folks. Wow. The Pistons just live on nerd highlights. Jalen Duren is shading toward the ball here and then gets clipped by a screen, and Duncan Robinson switching on to Wemby, probably not good, but Ron Holland sinks to tag Wemby and understands that as soon as he does that, the ball's going to the corner, so he sprints back out and cuts off the driving
that's good
angle.
defense,
That's a
Ron Holland.
freaky closeout.
Hey, Ron Holland is cold too, chat.
He's not done yet, because here he is on the inbound, switching on to Keldon. That is not a great pass, and Ron takes it away. Unfortunately, they don't get the finish on the break, but Ron Holland just single-handedly stopped the Spurs from even getting a shot off in 3 different ways. I love this guy. All right, we will finish this off with a low light. Paul Reed has been an absolute monster this season. He jumps on this first fake, but then swats the second one out of there, and now he's running the floor, getting to the front of the rim. Cade throws a dangerous entry pass, and B-Ball Paul bats it away and comes up with it. Now he's got 2 guys on him, and Javonte Green makes a great cut, and oh my god, what a pass. Paul Reed on Nikola Jokic. And then check out Javonte. Are you kidding me? That was the defining sequence of Paul Reed's career, and it ends in a missed layup. Honestly, though, it's hard to call this a low light because it's so good from Paul Reed. Nice block into the crafty tap away, lets Vassell run by him into the sick pass. I mean, B-Ball Paul is that guy. But that is going to do it for today's video.
This is a pretty cool video, chat. I can't lie.
Comments are hugely appreciated. Please remember to hit that
This save was a crazy save. I also seen this one live. But
I will see you.
Appreciate y'all for watching. Let me catch y'all niggas, man.